Hello, friends. Hope you are doing good. In today's lesson, we are going to focus on active and passive voice. Before starting, let me brief you in detail with examples and the definitions of active and passive voice. Active sentences are about what people or things do, while passive sentences are about what happens to people or things by using a form of the auxiliary verb be, am, is, are, was, were, being, been, followed by the past participle of the main verb. In active voice, the subject of the verb is doing the action, but in passive voice, the subject of the verb is being acted on. Examples: active voice, the subject performs the action. For example, the chef prepared a delicious meal. Passive voice, the subject receives the action. For example, a delicious meal was prepared by the chef. Active voice tells us what a person or thing does. The subject performs the action, verb, on the object. Subject plus action plus object. Examples: active, Tina painted the house. Tina is subject, painted, action, house, object. Passive voice, the house was painted by Tina. The house is object, painted, action, Tina, subject. Hope you understand the examples and definitions. So let's get started. Number 1, active. The cat chased the mouse. Passive, the mouse was chased by the cat. Next, active. The chef cooked a delicious meal. Passive, a delicious meal was cooked by the chef. Next, active. The teacher explained the lesson. Passive, the lesson was explained by the teacher. Next, active. The dog barked at the stranger. Passive, the stranger was barked at by the dog. Next, active. The artist painted a beautiful portrait. Passive, a beautiful portrait was painted by the artist. Next, active. The children played soccer in the park. Passive, soccer was played by the children in the park. Next, active. The scientist discovered a new species. Passive, a new species was discovered by the scientist. Active, the manager called a meeting. Passive, a meeting was called by the manager. Next, active. The author wrote a best-selling novel. Passive, a best-selling novel was written by the author. Next, active. The gardener planted flowers in the garden. Passive, flowers were planted by the gardener in the garden. Next, active. The team won the championship. Passive, the championship was won by the team. Next, active. The mechanic repaired the car. Passive, the car was repaired by the mechanic. Next, active. The students completed the assignment. Passive, the assignment was completed by the students. Next, active. The photographer took stunning pictures. Passive, stunning pictures were taken by the photographer. Next, active. The fire destroyed the building. Passive, the building was destroyed by the fire. Active. The singer performed such a beautiful song. Passive. A beautiful song was performed by the singer. Next, active. The children built a beautiful sand castle. Passive. A beautiful sand castle was built by the children. Next, active. With great effort, the police arrested the suspect. Passive. The suspect was arrested by the police with great effort. Next, active. After a careful thought, the committee approved the proposal. Passive. The proposal was approved by the committee after a careful thought. Next, active. With great attention, the doctor examined the patient. Passive. The patient was examined by the doctor with great attention. Next, active. With true professional skills, the engineer designed a new bridge. Passive. A new bridge was designed by the engineer with true professional skill. Active. The players trained hard by the coach for the upcoming match. Passive. Hard training was done by the coach to the players for the upcoming match. Next, active. The students presented their projects to the teacher. Passive. The projects were presented by the students to the teacher. Next, active. The dog chased and fetched the ball. Passive. The ball was chased and fetched by the dog. Next, active. The author signed the books. Passive. The books were signed by the author. Next, active. The coach motivated the team for the match. Passive. The team was motivated by the coach for the match. Next, active. The kids enjoyed the annual party. Passive. The annual party was enjoyed by the kids. Next, active. The director filmed the new movie. Passive. The new movie was filmed by the director. Next, active. The students studied hard for the annual exam. Passive. The annual exam was studied hard by the students. Next, active. The waiter served food to the distinguished guests. Passive. The distinguished guests were served food by the waiter. Next, active. The artist exhibited her painting work. Passive. Her painting work was exhibited by the artist. Next, active. The soldiers actively defended the country. Passive. The country was actively defended by the soldiers. Next, active. With much jubilation, the team celebrated their victory. Passive. Their victory was celebrated with much jubilation by the team. Next, active. The team of scientists conducted an experiment. Passive. An experiment was conducted by the team of scientists. Next, active. The librarian organized the books on shelves. Passive. The books were organized on the shelves by the librarian. Next, active. The teacher graded the tests. Passive. The tests were graded by the teacher. Next, active. The volunteers cleaned the entire park. Passive. The entire park was cleaned by the volunteers. Next, active. The company launched a new brand of product. Passive. A new brand of product was launched by the company. Next, active. The children sang a beautiful song. Passive, a beautiful song was sung by the children. So that's all for today. Hope to see you soon. Take good care of yourselves. Bye.